So I'm going to start off just a little bit talking about breastfeeding and kind of why we're doing this and the importance of it. And then Michelle will review with you the process of becoming a breastfeeding-friendly establishment. So the World Health Organization and Health Canada both have the same recommendations when it comes to breastfeeding. Anybody want to take a guess at that? What the current recommendations are? Somebody said 2 years? Yeah, great. So what the recommendations are is to breastfeed exclusively for the first 6 months. So that means no other food or drink for the first 6 months. Then continued breastfeeding for 2 years with the introduction of family foods. So how do you think we're doing with that in our society here in Cape Breton? Any comments? No? We're starting to do really well with our initiation rates. So moms are starting to breastfeed. Our duration rates are still low. But over the last year, our initiation rates have really increased. So that's very positive. We know we're moving in the right direction. Okay, so we do know that breastfeeding is the natural way of providing young infants with the nutrients they need for healthy growth and development. Okay, so breastfeeding rates, we know, are highest in places where there are family and community supports, including workplace policies, and where breastfeeding is the social norm. So that's really what this program is about, is trying to make breastfeeding the social norm and just acceptable within our society. So just to touch on the importance of breastfeeding, I'm sure everybody has heard about the benefits of breastfeeding, but there's lots of aspects to breastfeeding that actually benefits not only the mom and the baby, but also our community at large. So I'm not going to go into detail with these because it would take a long time, but I just wanted to highlight some of them. For example, obesity, which we do know is an issue in our society with children today. So we do know that infants that are breastfed tend to have healthier weights that carry on into childhood and into adulthood. Food security. So we do know that poverty is a problem too here in our society. And just to think about that for 6 months, breastfeeding provides everything that an infant needs. So it's really important for food security as well. And then there's, of course, medical aspects like the cardiovascular disease. There's certain childhood cancers that children are less at risk for if they were breastfed. Lots of things like that. Also, our healthcare costs, because we know that. Speaking too far away, sorry. Our healthcare costs, we know that the health outcomes are better if infants are breastfed, so therefore it will cut down on our healthcare costs. It's not working now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so did everybody know that we do have a Human Rights Act here in Nova Scotia? I'm seeing some heads nod, so that's good. So this is really what we're trying to promote as well with Make Breastfeeding Your Business, is to let businesses and organizations know that actually it's the law. Women can breastfeed anywhere, anytime, without being asked to leave, cover up, do it more discreetly, all those sort of things. So it's important that everybody knows that. And also, it's also employers have a duty to accommodate women that are breastfeeding as well. So again, it's very important for people that employ people to know that. So I'm going to end it here, and Michelle is going to carry on and just talk about the process of Make Breastfeeding Your Business.
So has anyone here heard of Make Breastfeeding Your Business? Couple, awesome. Make Breastfeeding Your Business is a provincial program, so it is offered throughout the province of Nova Scotia. It was actually developed by a nursing student in the Lunenburg area, probably about 6 years ago. So there are several other areas in the province that have been offering the program, so you might have even heard about the program down the South Shore or in the Halifax area as well. And it is a provincial program that does help businesses, organizations, and municipalities adopt practices that promote, protect, and support breastfeeding. And it's a community initiative that supports our breastfeeding families, and it's also a program that helps to normalize breastfeeding, which is something we're really trying to encourage in our community. We want to help create supportive environments. You know, something that we've been doing in public health lately, we've been shifting our focus from, you know, for years we've done education, promotion, but that's only one part of the puzzle. We still need to create supportive environments, because it's one thing for people, you know, to be eating healthy or to be smoke-free, but you want to be out in a community and in public spaces where you can actually put those practices into play, so to speak. So we're promoting breastfeeding all the time, so we want to ensure that, in fact, people, when they go out into the public spaces, that they've got supportive environments. The program helps to change the cultural norm of infant feeding in our environment. And our culture is changing from a bottle feeding culture to a more breastfeeding culture. So that's something that we're really starting to see, and hopefully we'll see more of as we do more promotion with the program. Make breastfeeding your business. We do have an action kit. If there are any businesses or organizations out there, or if you know any businesses or organizations that might be interested in the program, we do have an action kit. And it has all the information you need. It's very easy and quick to become part of the program. It has information about why breastfeeding is important, as Kim had talked a little bit about. It allows employers to review how they can create a supportive environment in their organization. There's a checklist that goes through a few items that have to be reviewed, and it also looks at creating a breastfeeding policy. So there's a template that's already available in the toolkit, and essentially the policy just encourages employers to ensure that all their staff are familiar with that Nova Scotia has a Human Rights Act that protects breastfeeding, and that all new hires are familiar with that, so that they're ensuring all the customers and anybody that comes into their facilities know that they can breastfeed anytime, anywhere. So that means a woman doesn't have to be asked to cover up while she's breastfeeding. She certainly doesn't have to be asked to go to the washroom to breastfeed her baby, doesn't have to be asked to leave the facility or even to move to another place in the facility. So that's essentially what the policy covers. And that there are some promotional materials that go along with the toolkit. So organizations can hang a door decal or a window decal indicating to women and to families that they are a breastfeeding-friendly facility or organization. And once a business has hung the decals and reviewed that information with their staff, then we award them with a certificate, and then we promote them as being a breastfeeding-friendly business in our community. And basically the key messages that we offer to the businesses is, breastfeeding is a human right. So that's bottom line. Even if businesses don't want to participate in the program, that's fine, but it's still law, it's still a human right for all women to breastfeed in our province. The program allows businesses to show their support for breastfeeding women and breastfeeding families in our community. And of course, if businesses do get a complaint from somebody in their facility about a woman breastfeeding, then it's just referring them to, like I said, the Human Rights Act. And of course, increasing breastfeeding duration rates, as Kim had mentioned, they're going to have an impact on the health of our community, is kind of the bottom line. So we're really pleased that we do have a total of 46 businesses participating in our program. And in the beginning, we started out with mostly restaurants, but we've expanded our businesses and organizations to include, we've got some hair salons, some fitness facilities, and more recently, we have a funeral home who's part of the program. So, you know, essentially these guys are our leaders in helping us promote, you know, healthy communities, and we're really grateful for their support. So if any of you are businesses or organizations out there that are interested in becoming breastfeeding friendly, or if you know anybody, just let us know. We do have kits here today. And if you're not able, or you want to refer someone else onto the program, they can access our kit on breastfeedingcb.com, that's a website, or through the District Health Authority's website. You can access all of our toolkit information. And of course, you can always contact us at Public Health. Thank you.
I'm actually wondering, I think we have time to take a few questions right now. If there's anyone in the room who would like to ask a question of Michelle or Kim. There's a hand up in the back there.
Yeah, Flavors, Scott Morrison was our first business to jump on board with us. And, you know, when he first did that, we created a lot of media attention, and I was really surprised at how controversial breastfeeding really is in public. It was kind of shocking. But for the most part, he felt that it enhanced his business, and he said for a while that he felt that his clientele, he could tell there was more moms and babies coming. Yeah, and he's been a great support for us and a champion, and he just did a presentation recently for us, for some of our colleagues, to say how he's benefited and enjoyed being part of the program. Yeah.
I just want to make a comment. I work at the Nova Scotia Community College, and we had something around talking to all of like the different offices there. So NCC is certainly.
They are, and we're going to be delivering their certificate hopefully on Monday. Yeah.
Any other questions? Yeah.
On your list of benefits of breastfeeding, it's familiar with most of them, but the mental health one I thought was quite interesting. Can you comment on
Sure. Yeah, moms that breastfeed, when you compare the two groups compared to moms that don't breastfeed, there's actually less incidence of postpartum depression in the group that breastfeeds. Yeah, and I guess there is some psychological benefits to the baby as well when you get into the neurons and the release of hormones and things like that as well, yeah.